WWE has tried a lot of tag teams that didn't work, but A-Town Down Under, that one still bugs me. Because if this duo felt familiar, there's a reason. Flashback almost 2 decades ago, Morrison and Miz weren't just a tag team. They were annoying, cocky, hilarious, and unintentionally perfect. A-Town Down Under had that same energy, that same chemistry. So the real question isn't why they broke up. It's why WWE never let them become what they clearly should have been. Before I get to A-Town Down Under, let's look back at Morrison and Miz. John Morrison, or should I say Johnny Nitro, back in 2007, started 2007 breaking up with his team Eminem when Joey Mercury got released and stopped being managed by Melina. Then he teamed with Kenny Dykstra for a while on the low card. He got drafted to ECW and didn't do much until he won the vacant ECW World Heavyweight Championship when he replaced Chris Benoit in the title match at Vengeance against CM Punk. I don't think we'll ever know if the John Morrison character was planned to happen or if this sudden title win caused it, but he was pushed into the ECW main event scene. After feuding with Punk for a bit, he lost his title and then got suspended for 30 days. When he came back, he would renew the feud with Punk, but also compete with The Miz for a chance at the ECW Championship. Speaking of The Miz, he was building a bit of momentum on SmackDown before being drafted to ECW. Then he got involved with Extreme Expose and feuding with Balls Mahoney. After that feud, he started to chase the ECW Championship and actually won the vote at Cyber Sunday to face CM Punk for the ECW Championship. If you're wondering, he beat out John Morrison and Big Daddy V. A few weeks later after that, WWE did their usual thing when they don't have anything for superstars and threw John Morrison and The Miz together into a team. WWE caught lightning in a bottle with that pairing and it was unleashed to massive success. I would love to know if when you were watching ECW back in 2007, did you think Morrison and Miz teaming up would have become so iconic? What did you initially think of the team? Morrison and Miz would go on to dominate the tag team division and WWE in general. They weren't just winning matches, but they made themselves relevant and talked about with their WWE.com show, The Dirt Sheet. Using the internet or WWE.com to get over was unheard of at the time. Morrison and Miz essentially revitalized the tag team division, a division that is frequently ignored and mistreated by WWE. They brought attention to tag teams and did what good heels do for the show. They got the faces over and the fans interested in the product. The crowds were actually engaged in tag team matches between Morrison and Miz, and Shannon Moore and Jimmy Wang Yang, Jesse and Festus, and Tommy Dreamer, and even Colin Delaney. Remember him? So that was what Morrison and Miz was capable of doing from a random teaming. That's why when I think of A-Town Down Under, I think of their potential. WWE missed a huge opportunity with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Austin Theory was like the John Morrison. He had the multiple singles title runs and also was the more established star, but WWE didn't really have anything for him on SmackDown. Then there's Grayson Waller. He was like the Miz. After being drafted from NXT to SmackDown, he got all these opportunities to do his talk show, The Grayson Waller Effect, with big names like AJ Styles and John Cena, and even had his main roster debut match against Edge. But then WWE ended up with nothing much for Waller to do, so then WWE throws Waller and Theory together into a team. They were a general nuisance on SmackDown, but they weren't given anything to work with. This was WWE's first mistake. I strongly believe that a lot of WWE's most successful storylines revolve around the right timing. Sometimes things just work and can only work at that moment. In late 2023, when A-Town Down Under was thrown together, Logan Paul was United States Champion, and there were a few moments when Theory and Waller actually helped Logan Paul. I think if WWE had Theory and Waller officially team with Logan Paul at that time and have him create a stable, it would have helped them immensely get over as heels. Logan Paul was at that time not really a weekly appearance wrestler, so WWE had a United States Championship tournament going on while Logan was off TV. WWE could have used A-Town Down Under to really build more fire in the feud building with Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. This would have given Waller and Theory something to do and build their characters using Logan Paul's inherent heat to get them over as heels and to build relevancy around the United States Championship beyond just a tournament for a title that isn't seen on TV for weeks at that time. A-Town Down Under were even building heat online. They were posting videos online to try and get themselves over, and one of their videos in a gym got the attention of an influencer named Joey Swole. This was right before their big tag team title win at WrestleMania. This would have been even better if they were in a true stable with Logan Paul, who retained the US Championship at WrestleMania. But instead, A-Town Down Under did not have a memorable title run and lost the titles in less than 100 days. The similarities are there between Austin Theory and John Morrison, and also Grayson Waller and The Miz. I think back to Morrison Miz, and I wonder if they would have had individually been as impressive or memorable after the team split up if they didn't get the opportunities they did as a tag team. The opportunities that Morrison and Miz made for themselves, which is why I feel bad about what A-Town Down Under could have been. WWE got 2 impressive single stars out of Morrison and Miz and revitalized the tag team division for about 2 years. I don't blame the failure of A-Town Down Under on Grayson Waller or Austin Theory. It was just clear that WWE had no direction for them, even though it was pretty clear and simple on how to build them. A-Town Down Under could have had a strong tag team title run on SmackDown during 2024, then lose the titles to the debuting Motor City Machine Guns, then lose the rematch. This would start the inevitable fracture between them and have Theory turn on Waller, then end in a match at WrestleMania, then split them up on different brands. Instead, A-Town Down Under gets drafted to Raw. They tease the split constantly, so much so to the point that no one cares anymore. Then they split quietly and both Waller and Theory were doing nothing. Now Grayson Waller is with the New Day and Theory is getting a big push with the Vision. I'm hoping that this helps Theory's career because he is so talented and just does not seem to get the right moment to make it big. I know he beat John Cena at WrestleMania, but the team of John Morrison and Miz, that really helped Morrison and Miz individually and give them the time to figure out their characters to work as solo superstars and figure out what works well. And I think that this is Austin Theory's problem. He's done a good job with the gimmicks that he's been handed, but there's always that gimmick or storyline that really elevates a superstar to that next level. I think if A-Town Down Under was done right, that could have been Theory's way in. I'm hoping for the best for him in the Vision. For Waller, he was a very promising superstar in NXT and had a lot of potential and still does have a lot of potential. I just wish WWE would give him a chance as a single star on the main roster. Again, this is why I had such high hopes for A-Town Down Under. If they could have gotten out of that team as Morrison and Miz did from their team, I think both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory would be in different and better positions in their careers. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I would love to hear your favorite Morrison Miz moments. If you think A-Town Down Under could have been a modern day Morrison Miz, and who would you have had them feud? Again, thank you for listening.